So I've just got up bright and early as it is another gorgeous sunny day in Zermatt today. Luckily, because yesterday we had weather warnings that it wouldn't be so nice, so I'm quite pleased that it is nice. So what I'm going to do, as promised yesterday, I'm going to go through some of the safety gear, some of the essential stuff that you need to know about if you plan to take up skiing as a sport or a hobby, and just some useful tips as well. Now it's going to be ever so slightly rushed, but I'll try and get through everything because I'm far too excited and I do want to hit those slopes as soon as possible. So a lot of the stuff is not in any particular order, but we'll start off with the sort of what you need to wear, some of the base layers, mid layers, then go on to the outer layer garments, and then talk through safety as well. So the first thing that you will need is a base layer, and this stuff here is what's going to keep you nice and dry while you're skiing, not from the elements but from your own respiration, because it is quite physically demanding when you're out there skiing. So what you need is something that will wick away moisture really quickly. So this stuff's made of merino wool, which is really good at keeping you warm, but not so hot that you'll sweat too much. But at the same time, it will wick all the moisture away as well. So that's the first thing that you'll need. So I'll pop that on and then we'll go on to the next thing. So one of the most important things when you're out in the freezing temperatures and you're getting involved in a lot of physical activity is actually to regulate your body temperature. So it's not quite as simple as just wear a thick fat coat and you'll be fine. You are going to sweat quite a lot, and as soon as your body starts to become more moist, or your clothing becomes more moist and you're wearing the wrong fabrics, that moisture is going to attract even more cold and your body temperature will drop even quicker, and you're really going to struggle to stay warm from then. So the next piece of kit that I wear is a safety one. Not all skiers wear it, but I've got it anyway because I also do skating, and it's quite important in skating as well. So that's these hip protectors, which you can wear. They're like shorts, but they're padded with some thick foam on the side. So if you do fall, you've got some element of safety. It's also protection for your pelvis area at the back, which is really, really important. As I said, it's not absolutely paramount that you do get this, but it's quite inexpensive. It's only about £30 or something. So it's just well worth keeping that with you while you're skiing. Now that we have the basic safety gear on for the hips, and we also have the first layer, which is going to help moisture wick away from your body. Now we're going to look at some mid layers, and I'll also cover the ski socks. Ski socks are quite important. They're quite long, so your feet and your shins are much more comfortable in ski boots, because ski boots can be terribly uncomfortable unless, of course, you get them custom made, especially made to your side, which can get quite expensive. But if you're just starting out in this sort of hobby, I want to try and guide you to things that are going to save you a little bit of cost. And as you progress, obviously, you can buy more professional, more expensive equipment. Ski socks, as you can see, are much longer than regular socks, and again, they're made of the type of material that would get moisture away from your body much quicker. They're much thicker, especially here on the shin area, so when you lean into your skis, it's not causing you any sort of discomfort. Just before I go on to the mid layer, these are skiing pants. There's an option to get insulated and non-insulated. I've gone for the insulated ones because you don't need a mid layer then for the lower part of your body. So I've just got my merino wool first layer and then insulated bottoms. So I'll get these on, then we'll go to the upper body. So I've now got on my my ski pants, which are waterproof and insulated. So I'll just show you how they look. You've got lots of pockets on these, and I will definitely recommend that the more pockets you can find, the better. So in here I can get some valuables, money, you know, cards, anything like that. You've got some lower down pockets here. I don't know if you can see in the camera there, but you've got a couple of pockets here, which are, oh, what's that? Oh, it's the body protection. You've got a couple more pockets here. Don't think we've got anything on the back. No, so you've got some adjustments here as well, which are really good. And then obviously these straps here that hold the back up, so you don't have to wear a belt or anything, which is really useful. Now, the next thing is the outer jacket that's part of the same set that goes with this, but in between, depending on the weather, you'll probably want to wear a mid layer. So what I do is, in my backpack, I carry a really thin gilet, which are really warm and very lightweight, so you can really just roll it up and make it so small, then you can just chuck it into your backpack. But I'm not going to be wearing this just yet, so we'll leave that on the side. I'll tell you some benefits of ski-specific jackets. The first thing is that you've got like a rubber seal down here, so if you do fall in the snow, then no snow will get in, and that closes. And depending on what brand you get, you're going to have other benefits like vents on the sides like this, so you can open these if it gets too warm. You'll be really surprised, it can get warm when you're skiing. And then you've got like really good details like this, where you've got a strap here, so you can let your gloves go inside and then you can close it over to stop any wind getting in, or snow if you fall. So mine here is a side opening one, which I find is really useful because you can get a much bigger pocket on the front of it. You want to close off the bottom of it, so when you are out skiing and you do fall, you don't get a load of snow getting into your clothing, which wouldn't be very cool in the cool sense, but it would be cool in the temperature sense, definitely. So we'll get that on. I'm just gonna have to rescue my mic now, otherwise you won't hear a thing I say. So you can keep this in or out. This is all dependent on the weather conditions. And if it gets really windy or there's a lot of snow, you can obviously wrap that over. You can zip all both sides up so you're completely protected from the elements. But on a day like today, I think I'm just gonna tuck it in. So if you can, try to get the best sort of ski suit that you can, because it does come with a lot of benefits. So for example, this one has a little zip here where you can put your ski pass in there, so it's made specifically for that. So as you go through the entrances at the stations where you jump onto cable cars, you don't have to, because you got your gloves on, you wouldn't have to keep taking out your pass, putting it in. You just scan it with your arm like that, and the gate will open for you. So that's really useful. Pockets all over the place. You've got a very useful one at the front. That's where I keep my phone or the bits that are quite useful. Then another much bigger one down here. What's in there? A beard comb. Oh, okay, this brings me on something really interesting. This stuff here. What you need are wipes for your goggles. We're going to talk about helmets and goggles now, but that's something really useful. These are anti-fog wipes, and obviously, as you can imagine, as you breathe, you're letting out moisture combined with the cold. Condensation just has the perfect breeding ground. So we'll move on to helmets and goggles. So it's absolutely paramount that you get a very good helmet. So the one I've got here has a good ventilation system on it. I do recommend that, so you can let off a bit of the steam in your head as you're skiing down the slopes. I like to keep that open. It's got ear protection. So the goggles are separate. I've just attached them to the helmet, and these ones are auto dimming. So as you go into the sun and there's more UV, there is UV protection. So the front of the goggles, they will dim automatically. Now you don't have to obviously go for these. You can get some basic entry level ones. These obviously will cost you a lot more, but if you're just starting out in the sport, then maybe you can start off some base one where you can change the front lens depending on the intensity of the sun. And another useful thing is this rescue reflector, which I bought separately. And what that has is that has like a chip built inside there with a radar. So in the case of an avalanche, if you do get trapped under snow, the safety services can find you much easier. So that is a must. Safety, honestly, you can never be safe enough when you're doing dangerous sports like this. So all the safety precautions that I'm telling you about, they're worth investing in. So now just a few added little extras. A neck warmer, but if you do get one, try to get the breathable one. If you can see, there's like a mesh sort of piece in there where you can breathe through, so you're not steaming up your goggles. So that's an important one, but I'm not going to be using it today. A power bank, which I've just got inside there, and some USB cables in case your device's battery die, and we all know how important devices are these days. A small backpack, so that's a really small one that I used yesterday on my ski session. It's got a couple of useful pockets. It's also got a water pack, which is quite useful. It's a 2-litre one, which has a pipe that comes out the side, so you don't have to keep taking your backpack off, because you do want to stay hydrated. As with any sort of physical exercise that you do, hydration is key. I've actually got some snacks from yesterday, which I didn't have. Some nuts. Keep some snacks with you. Today I'm planning to actually take the recording equipment with me as well, so I might just take the bigger backpack that I used to get here. This is a really good one, and it's also slightly collapsible, so it won't be as big as it was on the way here. So what I'll do is I'll probably transfer the water pack into this. So a torch here, I've clipped a torch to it, which could be quite useful. Speaking of torch, on my woolly hat here, there's also a built-in LED light, which is very useful. If you are leaving the slopes quite late and it gets dark, there isn't a lot of lighting on ski resorts always. So that would be very useful. Pair of binoculars. I always keep these in my bag when I am skiing. So it's kind of an early weather warning alert, you can say. When you're out on the slopes, keep a lookout for gusts of winds on the tips of the mountains, and they're easily noticeable because you will see the snow on the caps just drifting away. So if you think you can see a lot of movement, pull out your binoculars, take a closer look. As well as your goggles, you probably want to take some shades with you. I do keep these in my backpack. It can become quite a nightmare trying to wear big goggles when you're not actually skiing. Earmuffs, not a bad idea. Keep those with you. When you haven't got your helmet on and it does get quite cold, they'll keep you warm. which is useful. Toe warmers, not an essential, but quite nice to have. I've never actually used them. I've always carried them with me on trips. I never actually find the need to use them, and the reason for that is good quality snow boots. Can't stress enough how important it is that you get the right sort of boots. Now these ones, they're not actually that expensive. They're only about £130 from Mountain Warehouse. What they're called, Animal. They're called Animal actually. Waterproof, higher than ankle length, wool lined, and just really comfortable. So if you've got these on, you're probably not going to need any toe warmers. So yeah, I would definitely recommend investing in these. So I've just been down to the ski park in the adjacent building, and we'll quickly run through the last few very vital pieces of equipment you'll need. Obviously your ski boots. These can be rented on site. You can buy your own, bring them, but they're quite bulky to bring, so I just rent them. That's including the skis as well, so you can get like for a few days you'll get some skis, boots, and some skiing sticks if you need them. They'll only set you back, so I think that was like about £300 for a few days, so they're not that expensive. This strap here is something that is my own. I use that to carry my skis. You can just carry them in your hand, but I find it's much more easier if you've got them on your shoulder. So there's that, and then obviously gloves. Now gloves are so vital. I can't express enough how important they are. Even if you think that your hands stay quite warm and you don't need them, you definitely do need them, because if you had a collision with another skier, the edge of these skis are really sharp and they would potentially slice your fingers off like they're butter. So yeah, good thick quality gloves are an absolute essential.